What is nationalism? As this channel has grown, some European friends have asked me why this channel has a pro-Indian bent. The subtext is, what is the point when we can all move on, move together in this international world? There's no need for such a relic of the past. I understand where they're coming from. In the European context, nationalism was the reason for World Wars I and II, the worst period in European history, and by giving that up, they've lived through the long peace, the best period in European history ever. Same also goes for Japan, by the way, which also has a bit of this anti-nationalist bend. Now you see, this system works until it doesn't, or maybe in some ways it never worked. Europeans didn't give up nationalism, they simply outsourced it to the United States. Sometimes with terrible consequences, like fighting alongside or supporting the United States in wars halfway around the world, that these peoples would much rather not take part in. Not unlike how a child outsources their security to their parents, but then must also listen to their parents if their parents want them to do something that they don't want to do. The US controls European security. They can force unfair deals on Europe and Japan. And now it's just reaching a ridiculous point where last week Trump gathered all of the European heads of state in his office like school children. This is not the behavior of independent heads of state. This is the behavior of vassals. And if Europeans are okay with that, then that's their choice. Now this brings me to my second point. Nationalism for the formerly colonized peoples of the world means something completely different from what it means in the European context. It did not cause World War II or I. It was actually the reason why these countries got out of fighting Europe's wars and asserted their own independence. And they were able to chart their own paths. And it continues to do this. Even going back to the 1980s, Japan accepted the Plaza Accord, where they were forced by the United States to appreciate their currency, and that essentially hastened the economic stagnation of Japan. China today is in a similar position to what Japan was back then, right? Ascendant, going to take over the US, and they have to accept no such deal. Where European leaders gathered in the Oval Office and essentially kissed the ring and kneeled to the crown, right? Independent country leaders. The Indian Prime Minister did no such thing. Now, India is facing the consequences of that, but such is the price of independence. When you move out of your parents' house, you no longer get free rent. I'm stretching this analogy a little bit far, but you get what I mean. So maybe in Europe, it's time to try the global South flavor of nationalism and win your independence back before you truly become vassal states. Until next time.